Why hello there, fellow awoken soldiers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the Stalwart Ancients, episode 19, The Long Road to Recovery. Before I start, I want to mention I did one little thing, cheese or not. I widened this area by 1 unit, and the reason for that is a shuttle wouldn't be able to fit here with a long-range mineral scanner. And I had come to realize that was going to be a problem because, and the reason why I modified it rather than just dealt with it is like, we really don't have a way to get rare resources, given the rules, without going elsewhere. And it would be possible to go there with like horses or whatever, but like this situation sucks. I think everyone can see it sucks. It's pretty stupid to keep horses inside in concrete or whatever. So I just widened it for better or for worse, just to adjust for that accommodation. We are going to try to head to the lab. The issue with, of course, heading to the lab is like probably the only reliable person in the whole group at the moment for combat is Breakfire, because Aggro at the moment is Psychite addicted, and then Red Mist is like dying of hemocollapse syndrome, and then Inu did get his like implanted genes, but like he's not much of a fighter, and then Flip is even less of a fighter despite him being tough. So we're gonna wait until a better situation arises where we can actually manage to go to a lab without, you know, possibly dying on the way there. So that's the plan, but the larger part of that plan is to wait for better situations to arise within the vault, because as it is now, it would not be a successful lab run. It would just be fatalities, which, you know, we don't care to have. Scorpio, thank you for the gifted subs. Lycan and Louie and Dory, Steph and Addie, thank you for the resubs as well. Cheers. Another thing that is worth mentioning, I had specifically told Aggro and Red Mist, but I suppose I could tell Flippers and Inu as well, that if you want me to make the decisions for you, like if you can't be present on stream, that's fine. So if you want me to take control of your own like gene stuff, you can hand over the reins to me, and I'll try to do my best to do your pawn justice, but like you don't have to. I mean, you could do what you like. So that was just something I wanted to mention as well. So we did get some trade opportunities last stream, and we are probably sitting on enough silver to buy a shuttle engine, unless we have an opportunity for a shuttle engine. And the hope is to get a shuttle that allows us to head off to like plasteel sites or labs without having to like trek there. On top of that, this plasteel site is probably going to disappear soon. So I'm going to start long-range mineral scanning for another one, because I highly doubt in the next 2.5 days I'll get here. Given that, like, Aggro, the miner who would be doing that, is still recovering from addiction for twice that time, just about. So we need more time to sort of prep these projects. Also, looking inside the base, once Breakfire's up, we're going to start making components again. We're down to 3, and he is still in the process of death rest. I'm not going to have him auto-wake. I want to wake him up when he's like 100%. But that also means maybe it would be wise for Aggro to start mining up some additional steel. Because we have some steel here in the Ancient Danger, and then some steel here. But 1,000 steel is going to go really fast once we start making components. That will disappear very, very, very quickly, I suspect. Would it be worth moving the grow light a bit to the north for extra space, second grow light? So if we got a second grow light, the only issue there is, one, we don't have the components at the moment. And then 2, because I know what you mean. If we moved it up, this to here, right? We could fit more crops I mean, I appreciate that. I don't think the growing is really much of the bottleneck. Really, the bottleneck is like, we're feeding these guys. Right? I'd be rather feeding a metal shuttle than mounts. So, I think the plan is, once aggro recovers, we'll have aggro go on a mining run, hopefully via shuttle, but if not via shuttle, we can always take horses and donkeys. The other thing that we could potentially do is to try to trade for a shuttle. Because we could take a horse up to, like, Ihad and see if they would sell us a shuttle engine. That would be another another run that we could make as well. Yeah, the other reason to not necessarily incorporate the second Ancient Sun Lamp is not just about space, but also power. Right, we're running on all chem gens, and then, you know, each one of these basins is another 70 watts, and then these, you know, we won't have smaller basins, but basically the amount of watts required to power up an 1800 sun lamp and then a whole bunch of basins is going to be essentially filling this whole room with chem gens, which also means that there's like no power left over for anything else, like turning on gene assemblers or turning on gene extractors, or, you know, any other, like turning on the fab bench, so on and so forth. So for power reasons, I don't think it's necessarily wise to maximize the amount until we have like a lot more resources. That, and if we're going to be using a shuttle soon, a lot of the chem fuel is going to go to shuttle travel. So it would be possible to, like, in the future, you know, line the walls or whatever with chem gens. Like, we could do that to generate the amount of power to run multiple large farms. And I'm not necessarily saying no, I'm just saying right now might not be the right time for it. The other thing I'm trying to do is trying to stockpile high on meat so that we have a lot of meat in order to create chem fuel from organics. Because, you know, we no longer have the ancient pipeline, which was here generating free fuel for us. So that's something we're going to have to solve ourselves. Any factions friendly enough to request a caravan? No, not even close. 32 is the highest with the Traders Guild. We could gift them stuff. The problem is we'd need a transport pod to do that, because they live up in space, and I'm not even really sure that a transport pod could reach that far, because they're not directly above us. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say I almost can guarantee we wouldn't be able to reach there with a pod, because that looks pretty far away. So if there's an orbital trader, yes, because all orbital traders are from the Traders Guild. That's actually one of the big benefits of befriending the Traders Guild in Odyssey, is then you can call in orbital traders rather than regular traders, and orbital traders obviously have a lot more stock and buying options, which makes them more powerful to trade with. Hey, Taoist, thank you for the resub too. So, Breakfire should be up from death rest soon. We're keeping all the drugs away from aggro for 3.5 more days, so he recovers from his psychot addiction. And then Red Mist is at, if you're wondering, 65% hemocollapse. And we're trying to slow it down as much as we can with like industrial meds and everything, but, you know, there's only really so much we can do. We had made bionic legs for Breakfire. If I recall, it was for Breakfire. But no one can really do the surgery right now because aggro is malaffected as a result of his massive withdrawal syndrome. So it's not like he's going to be able to perform any surgeries. Not with any certainty that he won't just like butcher Breakfire. And Breakfire has already been butchered by Red Mist, so I don't think that's necessarily wise to do. The gem require thing also stops you from sending pods to orbital bases. Yeah, no, that's true. I wouldn't be able to send stuff like that. I'm gonna tell aggro to stop hunting so that he can go back to farm duties. Now the other thing is really soon we are gonna get our first batches of beer. And if I'm not mistaken, we do have a social drugs policy for beer. And it might be wise to put aggro. So I think what I'm going to do is put aggro back on the social drugs policy, but without Slikite, or the T, allowing him to consume beer once beer is available to be consumed, because that will take the edge off of his addiction. You know, replacing one drug with another, because apparently, you know, that's how we do in the Rim. Jeddick, thank you for the resub. Would there be a benefit from using chem fuel tanks? They can only be placed in grav ships, so no. Also, chem fuel tanks aren't chem storage, and also chem storage on shelves is more dense than chem tanks. TLDR, no. It wouldn't even work and doesn't even make sense. Chem tanks are only installed on ships, allowing the ships to jump. That's like their sole purpose. Alright, so Breakfire can get up, and once he's at 100%, we'll wake him, and there we go. So he's back up for like another month. And I'm going to have him making components for us. Because being down to 3 is not, poses a lot of risk. Cheers, Crib. Thank you for the resub, too. One thing I realized is the ingredients radius for the components are infinite, and that really shouldn't be done. In the case that we have, like, a destroyed, you know, mech hive or something, I don't want to be grabbing, like, components out from who knows where. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off one of these research benches so that the researcher instead goes to search the long-range mineral scanner, because in about 3 days, aggro will recover, and if I don't have a shuttle by then, which I suspect I won't, he'll just take a whole bunch of the beasts of burden and bring them over old-fashioned style to the mining site. Because the shuttle itself, if we want to make one, costs 150 plasteel to craft. And we only have 91, so even if I did buy a shuttle engine, unless I have the silver available to also buy the 59 plasteel we would need, it's kind of moot having the shuttle and nothing else. Or, not moot, but not helpful, I should say. Alright, Red Mist genes have finished regrowing. But, Red Mist is still in control of her own. So, all pawns, except for Aggro, are in control of their own, like the owners of the pawns. Aggro is the exception because, Aggro told me that I've been granted authority, at least temporarily, to make decisions on his behalf. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Aggro, instead of mining, do hauling. I mean, he is by far the fastest pawn. It's like a no contest. Although at the moment his manipulation kind of sucks as a result of his really high withdrawal. So, uh-oh, we need a kick. Break, you kick. Ooh, good, we kicked it up to 45. Nice. One kick and we're done. That's what I like to see. So yeah, Aggro's doing a whole bunch of hauling, and we'll just count this as his penance for being such a pain. We did end up getting a batch of beer, and that should help to take the edge off for everyone that, yeah, basically everyone's drinking. That's my colony. Bunch of drunks. Bunch of punks. So we're guaranteed find at like 5%, but sooner or later that will ramp up, and we should find another plasteel site because this one is going to be gone any second. Yeah, 9 hours. Yeah, we couldn't even make it there if we ran right now. Agra's pulling in the remaining silver from recent trades, and then... No, he's not. He was, but he's not. He's just chilling now. Oh, to answer another question, there was a question on, that's not good. There was a question on YouTube as why I don't have a poker table just yet. The ancient foosball table is cerebral play, like a poker table is, on 160% rec power. So it's very unlikely that I would get, that I'd be able to make a poker table better than that. Unless I got really lucky with RNG. So that is why. We got bugs. I'm gonna try to get Breakfire to like drop a turret danger close, because he can always long jump leg away. And leave that door forced open. Yeah, that's going to be a mess. I intended for it to explode. Oh, great. She's addicted to go juice. I needed to take it, because, like, it's a pain stopper. But she got addicted on first dosage. At least it's only 11 days, but still, like, for the love of God, why? Flip, you are tough, so I'm gonna have you step up and hold the door so that the shooters can continue shooting. Right, he's the tough, yeah, he is the tough one. Alright, it's a 6 hive. Oh, there's also the insect jelly. That's a really good economic good. And here, as you can see, red mist on go juice is like absolutely unstoppable in melee. And if she does get hit, like, okay, cool. I'll just not feel it because of the drugs. I think she killed, yeah, she killed way more as a brawler than any... Oh, really? Well, the good news is, the bugs are dead. The bad news is, I am now stuck with no bed. Hey, stop shooting. No bed, and, a lot of cleanup. But we'll also have a lot of chem fuel from this as well. So while Red Mist is, like, way super high on Go Juice, I'll just have her, do little bug bashing. And then the insect jelly is a good economic trade or, consumption, recreation. Alright, break. You tend to flip, and then someone will tend to you. I don't know. The addiction chance on first dose is 2.6%. Oh yeah! Nice and lucky I am. Who envies my luck? Nobody. Opinion, thank you for the resub as well. Alright, insects all dead. And we'll start cleaning up the room. I'm obviously going to need to make another bed. Couldn't I coagulate? You know, I could have, but it uses hemogen. And it doesn't train medical skill. And I have the medicine, so I might as well just, like, use the medicine. and rather than the hemogen. Or at least that was my, like, 2 cents. That was my, yeah. Alright, a combat supplier flying overhead. Well, Red Mist, while you're, like, super high on, okay, yeah, shuttle engine. Yes. Yes, sir. Foam spray kill thirst? Well, like, it's rabies. Yep. I'ma buy myself some rabies genes. And I'm planting them real good. I mean, they don't have plasteel. So this doesn't solve all of our problems. But, like, the Archive capsule is ours to sell, not theirs to sell. Yeah, I was even looking to see if there was, like, any cheap plasteel weapons that we could smelt, but there isn't. So we'll get the shuttle engine, and that's big. That is the majority of the effort getting the whole thing. The quest expired for the other plasteel, but, like, this is the path forward, obviously, so I'm excited about it. Can I use mortar in the space? Yes. But given how many sieges I get, I don't need to buy mortar barrels. If you're wondering about that mortar barrel I had, it's to rearm these, because they're at like 2 out of 20. They're gonna break. So break is, speaking of break, trying to clean everything up here. I'm just gonna, like, at least haul the larva out of the theoretical bedroom. And then we need to probably have everyone haul the bugs to the freezer. Because that's some pretty good chem fuel right there, and there's no sense in wasting it, I would say. Whoa, Jeans is recovered. Okay. You are going to be stuck into the extractor. Yeah, I saw the shield bout. I didn't care to buy it. Mostly because Red Mist is the only one that would benefit from it, and she is hemocollapsed enough that, like, I don't have any plans to, like, accommodate her needs until we have a cure for her, because Crypto Sleep Casket is what's in her future, I guess. As dark as that sounds, it would be true. Alright, so we flick that on. So insert person, whoa. And the reason we're doing this is so that we can build up a database of genes, because it's possible that this pigskin ends up with we could extract something useful. So, like, the things that we want to extract from them would be, like, strong stomach, robust digestion, reduced pain, poor cooking, strong immunity, maybe. I don't think I'd ever implant strong immunity, but, like, you could. Alright. Enu is leveling up his cooking by butchering bugs. That works for me. But he doesn't do hauling, so that's not super useful. Let's do it like this. So in terms of the shuttle, if you're wondering, we just need the plasteel. Obviously, this steel is present on the map. We just need to haul it. So what we're missing for the shuttle is the plaster requirement, which we'll get once we scan another plasteel site and then have aggro head out there once we can rely on aggro, because that's a... I don't know when that will be. And then all of this gross meat can become chem fuel for us. The other thing is the social drugs policy that we have does not allow go juice for addictions. So like Red Mist will be coming off of that addiction soon. For better or for worse. Dig a bit deeper into the mountain to discover plasteel? I could try. That still requires aggro to be cooperative, which at the moment he is not. Trotter hands. Okay, so that's I guess that's a gene to sell. And now Enu is running around insulting people, which snapped aggro out of his psychotic state. Flip, just go to sleep. Break, just go to sleep. It's your superpower now for being insulted. Just trust me. Actually, Break, maybe we should Warden. It's not like he has legs. He's not going to get up and leave. He's basically a pork fillet. Alright, let's see you insult us now. Yeah, huh? Well, I guess you can disturb our sleep. That's a bit insulting. No! Aggro, run faster! Can't insult me! No, sir! No! What? What? Okay. You win. Aggro is 99% over his addiction. And he's just like, you know what? Throw me into the throw me into the volcano. I don't want life without drugs or something. I don't know. I don't speak aggro. Oh, and now Enu's starving to death as he's like screaming insults at aggro, who is in a daze. This is delicious. Look at that. We got like just about -70 mood just from like his current situation. That is stupid and funny. Man, this insult spree has been going on for like he could have ran a marathon. Like that this is a marathon spree of insults. Like if anyone spent this much time insulting another human in real life, it would end up in a murder, I think. Or divorce court, I'm not really sure. Probably, maybe both. Alright, let's stop super hauling so we can get back to work. And this is exactly when I wanted to wait for the pawns to, like, get the crap together before I start sending them off. Because these kind of dazes and insult sprees, when you're in, like, a hostile vault, kills you. You die. Right? Like, there's not room to mess about like that when you're in a hostile vault full of, like, splicelings. So, that's the purpose of the wait. So hopefully we'll be able to find some long-range minerals, because aggro, I mean, he just got insulted, but he is over his drugs. So that means if we go to the drug policy here, we can put Slack IT back on the menu, and then have Break Fire enter the vault, and bring the Slack IT out. I'll take the components too. Actually, no, I take that back. I already have something broken down here, so let's fix it. Keeping one powered on, just to like keep the lights on, is fine. Okay, so we got tea and beer. I sold all the insect jelly, which, I mean, I'm glad you can't get addicted to it. It's not like royal jelly or anything, but given our colonists, if they could get addicted to it, they'll find a way. They'll like distill it and then slam it into their veins via syringe or something stupid. I know my pawns. That's what they're about. Yeah, but the good news with those insects is, like, I don't regret having Red Mist take Go Juice, because she, like, probably killed 2/3 of the insects herself. and came away without a scratch. You can see how powerful her genes are. It's just the risk of course, that pain. So if I could get a pain stopper, and I don't believe a pain stopper was sold by that combat seller, but we could possibly trade for pain stoppers in the surrounding colonies once we have a shuttle, and that would negate her bad gene of wimp, because she won't feel pain anymore, so she won't collapse from combat. Of course, still needs a cure. That's a different matter. So Paint Stopper making them from scratch is royalty, but you can find them to buy without royalty. They existed pre-royalty. Royalty just created the blueprint for production. Same with some of the other basic implants. Like a Joya Wire, I think, is the same way, and there's a few others as well. We're running out of... Oh, we could also unsuspend the Psycho T production, too. And it looks like we need to go hunting. I only have aggro and break hunt. But, yeah, we're out of meat for nicer meals, so... we'll start hunting. Because worst case scenario, I can just long jump leg away from the emus. And then aggro moves so fast. Oh my god, what is your hit chance here? Break, why is your accuracy so atrociously bad? You have a shooting of 8 with a normal SMG? I could try to push a higher quality SMG. We've also had some, if you're gonna come into my kill box, you're gonna get just murdered by... Okay, you're not. Oh, look, you got punched to death. Bionic arms do that, I suppose. Now that, no, Vulture, you get the hell away. Now that aggro no longer has the massive malice of the overdose or whatever, the withdrawal, another thing we could consider is the bionic leg implantations for breakfire. So that breakfire can outrun these things better as well. So, let's do that. Aggro, you go get the scalpel. Breakfire, you go put on patient gowns. I'm gonna forbid the clothing. So, wearing a patient gown, just as a reminder, increases the chance of surgeries to go better. And then holding a scalpel does the same thing. So I'm just like min-maxing the positive surgery success chance, I suppose. So I don't want to use nice meds on his like insignificant wounds. But now we will do left and right legs. And this will help to, one of the reasons to do this is this will help to counter the malices for being a vampire when you're in UV, because move speed goes down in sunlight, and I suspect a lot of our fights are going to be, you know, under the sun, so breakfire will still be able to outrun the average person. Wow, you're really bleeding him dry. Woo! And almost killed him with malnutrition. Oh, you know, I know why. Because we ran out of meat. And these guys are on a raw meat diet. So let's manage that raw meat diet, which should just be raw food. And we will allow raw veg too. In fact, it might be easier for us to source veg. So I'm just going to do raw veg. And that'll be better. Because they're becoming extremely malnourished. Moxie, thank you for the resub. Alright, so both the breaks, surgeries went well. Aggro, you should grab your gun and go back to hunting. Oh, wow. Your Goju's addiction withdrawal plus hemocollapse made you collapse in the... I mean, I'm glad that these prisoners don't have legs, because you just dropped a Gladius upon them. Man, this colony is like a mess. They're barely functioning human beings. It's hilarious. I just need, like, piped in... Forget this song. Like, Benny Hill... yakety sax 24/7 until they're psychologically tortured into behaving again. It's a colony with a lot of character. That's the nicest way to possibly put it. Yes. I love when they, like, hunt from a dead end. It's like, I'll intervene and keep them alive, but, like, what kind of hunter instinct is that? Let's hunt this thing that will absolutely want to take vengeance on me and have me have no way out. Okay, also, Breakfire, do not hunt cougars while you're woozy. Yeah, let's go after cougars while I'm roofied. That's a good idea, said no one ever. So now that aggro is recovered, we're just sort of waiting on a deep, long-range scan to come back positive, or a buying opportunity to purchase the plasteel. I don't really care which. Either way is fine. Guess having all those millennia in a casket will leave a mark on you? Yeah, like, your common sense goes bye-bye. Maybe they had common sense for their era. Maybe they've been on those caskets for like 2,000 years, and like 2,000 years ago, like, people made better choices. I don't know. I'm not making excuses for these pawns. They make no sense to me. They are, however, pretty good shooters, so I'll forgive them for that. So I'm going to take the remaining emus off the hunt list and hopefully haul some steel, because we're basically out of steel within the base. Yeah, whose fault is... Well, I guess that's my fault. Oh, boy. Caravan to Kamsada. Rapid fire end sounds like diarrhea. It's legendary. Birdshot pellets. What the hell? It's a shotgun that shoots birdshot. They should just with called rapid fire end. This should just be called the Dick Cheney. I mean, it's legendary, but yeah, I don't really care. That's a lot of advanced components. Oh, human leather? Yeah, I can't source that. You guys are sick. I should have looked at what they were asking for first, rather than looking at the rewards. It's like, human leather? Where am I going to find human leather? I could kill all of the splicelings in the next vault, and I'm not going to find, like, human leather on them. Enough human leather to source that, at least. Well, I'm glad that her withdrawal syndromes and hemocollapse are making her not be able to move. Because one of the nice benefits is she can't really do anything bad while she's bedridden. It's it's a weird silver lining to celebrate, but yeah, that's the situation we're in. All right, I'm gonna get that this turned back off so it doesn't break down. Is there a mod to make the orange from the lava less bright? I mean, I could probably work one out. I'll just I'm sorry. Just pan over to the lava. Your eyes will adjust. Maybe. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the Stalwart Ancients, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow ancients.